are more than 266 radio stations around the world, more than 300 podcast platforms. Wrestling with the Future podcast is on the air. I'm your host, Mad Dog DeCipio, and I'm joined tonight by Michael Armageddon Murphy. How you doing, Murph?
How's it going, everybody? Merry Christmas.
Yes, indeed, it is a Merry Christmas. I got my present tonight. Miranda Gordy's here. Hot damn.
I know that's right.
That's it. Hello. Jan and Jake Hudson.
What's up?
Still in Mississippi tonight, Jake?
Yeah.
Or have you moved on me?
No, I'm still in Mississippi.
Okay. And Kenny Clayton, you are. Where the hell are you tonight, Kenny?
Mississippi. I'm in Mississippi too.
You're in Mississippi. You anywhere near Tupelo?
About 8 miles.
Are you? I want to go there and see Elvis's house.
Come on over. Me and Handsome Jimmy, my cousin Handsome Jimmy.
Yeah.
But see it because he ribbed on me. I got to see it. I got to see that. So we wouldn't see it. Made a picture on the front porch.
Beautiful. Let me get to our guest of honor tonight. This is a fascinating young lady. I've wanted her on the show for quite a while, but tracking her down and getting her to commit is almost as bad as getting me to commit. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Miranda Gordy is a second-generation legacy wrestler. Her father, of course, the legendary co-founder of the fabulous Freebirds, Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Had the pleasure to know him while I lived in Tennessee. Great guy. And I'll tell you what, he had a wicked sense of humor, too, man. He was a funny fucker. He was funny shit. Miranda's here. She is she's making her own way tonight. She's on her way to Texas, right?
Yeah, Texas.
Texas. Miranda's on her way to Texas. Hot damn. They say things are bigger and better in Texas. I don't know. You'll have to ask Mike Murphy about that.
Well, no, that's absolutely true.
We'll talk about that a little bit later, Murph. Miranda is as I mentioned, a legacy. She is she's not doing it the old-fashioned way, though. She is making her own name, making her own way, and she's doing it on her terms, ladies and gentlemen. First time on the show with us tonight, and I am so proud to have her here. I'm so honored to have her. Miranda Gordy, Glam Glam. Is that what they're calling you now, Glam Glam?
Yeah, that's what they call me.
Well, I came up with one. I kind of like mine better. I called you the Heartstopper Miranda BAM Gordy. I like it. I think it's going to catch on. But the Glam Glam looks better on the back of the jacket. How you doing, young lady? As I said, I wanted you here for quite a while. You're a hard lady to track down, man. I had the pleasure of knowing your daddy a little bit, and I have to tell you that not only do you look like Papa, but you kind of work like him too. Was that a deliberate thing? Do you is that natural, or was it did you set out to kind of emulate your father's wrestling style?
Oh, he's my favorite wrestler, so obviously I try to emulate what he does, and
Oh, Miranda froze up. Oh, Miranda froze up.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Jake.
By the way,
I've
what is
done
her
a
name?
great job so far.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, you froze up a bit, Miranda.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I'm going through bad reception, so I was just saying, did you get everything that I said, or?
Not really. I got he was your favorite wrestler, and then you hit a black spot.
Okay, well, he's my favorite, so of course I try to emulate him, and the fans want to see that anyway. You always hear people talk about wanting to see the old school stuff, and so it helps me stand out to kind of work like him, because you don't see that anymore.
You really don't. And I have to tell you something. It's interesting. I don't know if you can see it behind me. I found a photo. It's right over my right shoulder. It is Terry Bam Bam and Miranda, 34 years apart. Okay? Doing the exact same move, almost with the same look on their face. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like literally right over my shoulder here. And it's utterly fascinating to say, man, if you're talking about a daddy-daughter that you know, if you emulated him, you did it well, kiddo, because I got news for you. You got that sharpshooter down pat.
Oh, I can't see the picture, but I'd love to see it after the show.
I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to send you a copy for yourself.
Awesome.
We have an all-star panel here, and one guy you know very well, Kenny Clayton's here. Kenny, a question from Miranda, maybe that you never had the cojones to ask her before.
Uh-oh.
You got it tonight.
I'm leaving.
Okay, on that note, I'll go to Mr. Murphy. Go ahead, Michael.
Well, Miranda, it's a pleasure to meet you. And you know, when you first came on the scene in wrestling, I was like, oh, okay, wow, you know, Terry Gordy's daughter. Let's see how she does. And yeah, I mean, I'm a veteran of the ring of 20 years. And what was it like, your first experience when? Now, I don't know if your dad trained you or if you went to somebody else to train you. That first time you took that bump, that first jarring moment when your spine hit the mat, because I know it felt like I bumped on concrete the first time, and I thought, oh my God, why do I want to do this? Well, what went through your mind when you took that first bump?
I was like, these people are crazy. Like, I don't know, like, why in the world?
Yes.
That's how it felt. It's just like, I don't know if I can do this. You know, I've never experienced anything like that. And I eventually got used to it, obviously. But the first couple of weeks of training was rough. I was kind of doubting it. And I'm like, this is insane. So, but
let me ask you, Michael, can I follow up with that?
Sure,
Mike,
go ahead.
Follow up, and again, I'm going to hand it right back over to you. Let me follow up with that. There are moments that pain turns into pleasure and hate turns into love. You can do something repeatedly over and over again till you feel it no more. And then there's that moment when you hit the mat and you go, yeah, this is where I belong.
Mm-hmm.
When did you have that moment? When did the hate and pain turn into like, yes, this is my destiny?
Really, maybe when I started training. Well, actually, before I started training, honestly, because that's kind of what got me to training.
Okay, beautiful.
I started out with a friend, and I was managing just to kind of get out of the house and see if I liked it. I don't know. This is what I want to do. I want to be in this. You know, I'm going to train, try that. If not, I'll keep managing. There's several roles in wrestling.
Yeah.
I just happen to like stick with this one.
Andrew, go ahead, Murph.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, because my answer was pretty much what hers was. I trained under Alpha Anawai at the Wild Samoans gym, and the only thing I can say about Alpha's training ring is that concrete was more forgiving.
Yes, concrete was softer than Alpha's ring.
Yeah, and I mean, when I took that first initial bump, I mean, it jarred my spine. I thought, why the hell would I want to do this to myself? But
because
then, as
we're sadistic fucks, that's why.
The one night I got in the ring and I started taking my bumps, and I noticed, hey, it doesn't hurt anymore. And that's when I knew, okay, I can do this.
That's exactly what I was getting at. Yeah, there comes a point when you go, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. It almost there's a point, and I remember because I trained with Larry Sharp, Pretty Boy Sharp, at the Monster Factory. Lucky me. And there is a point where pain becomes pleasure, and it no longer rattles your head, and it no longer shoots down your legs or up into your vertebrae. It becomes natural. And maybe it's the fact that we are sadistic fucks that live for pain. Let's be honest, we are. But yeah, you know, you have to either, especially for the women, and I've noticed that about the women, particularly women that following in their father or mother's footsteps into the business. Interestingly enough, people who follow into the footsteps of their famous parent generally fall out of it within very short order, because there's a lot to live up to. In the case of Terry Gordy, his legacy is cemented forever. Everybody knows who he was and what he was and what he accomplished as an individual performer and as part of the fabulous Freebirds. Now here comes Miranda, and she has to do this all over again. But now she's out there by herself. There's nobody, you know, and I'm maybe I'm putting words in your mouth. I'm sorry if I am, but you pretty much are doing it yourself. Am I wrong about that?
I am, because I don't really have my dad to guide me. Of course, Michael he's my godfather, and he helps me when he can, but he's busy. You know, he had his own thing going, and he can guide me, but he can only do so much for me. And I just kind of have to trust that I'm taking the proper guidance from people, and they're leading me in the right direction. So it's all of my own instincts, basically.
Can I give you a word of advice? And
Sure.
I'm shooting straight with you from the heart. If someone comes up to you and says, "Listen to me, here's what you need to do," do the opposite. Because the chances are they're not telling you for your own benefit. Listen to that gut instinct. Listen to your heart. Listen to your head. Chances are instinctively, because you're Bam Bam's daughter, you got some genetic thing going on. You understand? Listen to yourself, kiddo. Listen to yourself. And Mr. Murphy will tell you, we've been around this. He and I have been around this a long time. I a lot longer than he. Okay? I've been around this business 45 years. Okay? I'm the old fart. I got the hair to prove it. So understand that when somebody says to you, "Miranda, listen, I want to teach you something," you might want to listen to me. Whatever they tell you, do the fucking opposite, because it's not going to benefit you. Do what you feel. Do what your gut tells you.
Well, I gotta cut in there for a minute. For Miranda, growing up in the business, her father, of course, you know, Terry Bam Bam Gordy, member of the Freebirds. I'm sure growing up in the business and seeing the business and seeing what happens with different promoters and, you know, that kind of thing, I'm pretty sure she knows where she's going, the direction she wants to take. Also, I don't think Miranda has to live up to, and it's just my own opinion, I don't think she has to fill the shoes of Terry Bam Bam Gordy. I think she has to fill the shoes of Miranda Glam Glam Gordy.
Thank you very much. And I thank you so much for saying that. He's exactly right. And I will echo the same sentiment. You don't have to live up to shit, kiddo. You making your own name on your own terms, your own way. And that's what I'm most proud of because I don't know if you notice or not, but I kind of stalk you. I do. And I'm going to tell you that I stalk you. I do that with people I'm interested in to have them on the show.
Miranda, be afraid. Out if they got... Be very afraid.
I've known him 24 years. It's scary.
He's been
But
stalking
here's
me
the
for
thing.
years. I can't get rid of him.
I know, right? But here's the thing, though, and he's absolutely right. You don't have anything to live up to. This is where you got a blank slate. You get to create who you are and what you are and what you want to be. And you can be whatever the fuck you want to be. You can be the pretty blonde-haired, damsel in distress. Or you can go out looking like, Susie Sunshine and bite people's fucking heads off. Either way is okay with me because I love to watch you work. I love the way you work. Jake Hudson is with us. He is my producer in training. Jake, you got Miranda Gordy, brother.
By the way, you forgot one nickname.
What's that?
The Backstreet Beauty.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm so
Yeah, very nice, Jake. All right.
There you go. Thank you. I'm
by
so
the way,
sorry.
I've been watching a lot of the matches, including the matches you had in Burt Prince's USA Championship Wrestling as their champion.
I am the current and probably the forever women's champion of USA. Now that Bert is no longer with us, which I love that man, and I was the first, and I'm the last, and probably forever. So,
Well, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned Bert. She was referring, of course, ladies and gentlemen, to Burt Prentice, the late Burt Prentice. We lost him recently, and I'll tell you what, man. You talk about a guy who loved wrestling, who gave his life for wrestling. Burt Prentice was the guy, man. And he had power, he had clout, he had influence, but more than that, he had a vision for what was good. And that's the legacy of Burt Prentice. He had a legacy for what was good.
Yeah.
And the man put out nothing but top notch. Go ahead, Jake.
My question is, how was your match with Thunder Rosa at Jerry Lawler's 50th celebration?
Well, I love Thunder. I like working with Thunder Rosa. It was a really fun match. We definitely need a rematch to continue because we got a double count out, so a double DQ because we were both champs. I was the women's champ of USA, and she was the NWA champ, and we brawled out into the crowd in the baseball field, and of course the ref counted us out.
Jackson General baseball field in Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Also, are you? A lot of people are saying that. Are you signed to MLW?
I'm not signed. I'm doing a show for them in Dallas. But, of course, anything can go from there. I have a match with Roxy, who is the current ROH Women's Champion.
Yeah.
And like the Von Erichs will be there, and Jacob Fatu, and, all the MLW roster. So we'll have a good time in Dallas.
Jacob Fatu, oh, man. That you want to talk about a legacy. Holy shit. That young guy he's got it in spades, brother. He's got it in spades. Miranda, the last person on this show to visit MLW was signed shortly thereafter. My friend Brian Pillman Jr., he's been here. He was 3 times with us. 3rd time was a charm. The 3rd time he was here with us, he was talking about his hopeful being signed to MLW. He left our show the next day. He was signed.
Wow.
I'm hoping we can do that for you. I'm hoping that the Wrestling with the Future rub. Come on, let's do it, Lord. Let's do it. I'm hoping that we can do it for you because we have the tendency here of making stars. We made quite a few of them, as a matter of fact. Kenny, I'm
still waiting.
Yeah, you know what?
I just figured I'd let y'all have the first round. Y'all was on the roll, Y'all was on the roll.
You're just so laid back, brother. I love you. Go for it.
I'm listening and learning. Number one, you talk about the hard ring. Well, the ring we got for Christmas night, and the ring I try to always use, some of the workers call it a Jesus ring. When you get slammed, it don't hurt too much. And they call it a Jesus ring. It's the name they come up
Well, we had a Jesus ring too at the Monster Factory because every time you hit this thing, you went Jesus.
with. This is the opposite Jesus, you know.
Yeah.
When you get slammed, you say, Jesus, thank you.
Yeah, we weren't that lucky. Go ahead, Jake. Jake's got a question.
Remember that.
I got a little. When I saw Kenny Clayton's name in the thing, I went and looked it up, and it showed me a British music producer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know who the person was.
That's not Kenny.
I didn't. Sorry, I looked it up. I didn't know who it was. Sorry.
Look up Luscious Kenny Valiant. Kenny Clayton's my real name. The AKA is Luscious Kenny Valiant.
Yeah, I should tell people. I want to spill the beans on Kenny right now. Kenny Clayton is a gentleman promotes wrestling around near and about the Tupelo, Mississippi area. Kenny's got a show coming up. I want you to actually plug your show a little bit because Miranda's on that show. It is a Christmas show, if I'm not mistaken. So, Kenny, go for that. Tell everybody about the show, and I will put up the poster for that show, and let's show everybody what's going on.
All right.
Go ahead.
All Pro Production show, Christmas Night Rumble. That's Saturday, December the 25th. If you don't know what day Christmas is on.
Yep, and the that poster is behind us.
The Ag Center in Mississippi. That's about 13 miles from Tupelo. There'll be 16 matches. Main thing, all the teams $10. That's Christmas free. $10. And we're doing a deal with the tickets too for the kids. Anybody like to sponsor some of the tickets for the kids? We take 115 $300 sponsors for the kids. I'm going to tell you how to do that. This is my wrestling son PayPal.
Right.
.com/Anton Levine.
Okay, fabulous. And we will have a link up with all of that information, and so Miranda, you're wrestling that show. Who do you know who you're going against?
I do.
It's Paris Kelly, if I'm not. Is that correct?
Well, that's been changed a little bit, Miranda. I hope you don't mind.
Oh.
I don't mind at all.
Is this how she's finding out now? Go ahead.
Yeah.
She got in one of them rough rings you was talking about, and you say, "Oh Jesus,"
Yes, sir.
rough kind of rings, and she's been banged up a little bit, something about her shoulder or whatever.
Oh,
so
Lord.
I'm gonna let her do a little balleting, and I do
Okay.
I know put you against Jazz.
So I've got a question for
Oh,
Miranda.
yeah, okay.
Did you hear that, Angelo?
I sure did.
That's
I
new.
sure did.
Jazz, Miranda, be there.
All right. Me and Jazz have a little history, actually. So, I won the SWE Women's Championship belt from her last August.
Well, I was just going to ask you about SWE. Let's talk about that a little bit. I had great hopes for SWE. Rumor is that Lacey Von Erich is contemplating selling the company. I know that they're having financial issues right now. How is that affecting you or your schedule? And will the sale go through? Is she actively looking for anyone to buy?
So as far as I know, SWE is permanently shut down.
Right.
That's what I know. I assume they're trying to sell it. They've asked people and asked for offers and stuff, and I don't think anybody's really interested.
Yeah.
So I am not sure if we will see SWE again.
Yeah.
I'm still
It's
the
such a
women's
shame.
TV champ. It really is. It's a shame because we all worked very hard for
Yeah.
2.5 years, and all the traveling and the hard work we all did. And you know, I hate to say it like this, but Lacey came along and kind of ran it to the ground really quickly.
Yeah,
So,
and that's kind of where I was trying to be kind, Miranda, when I said that they had financial issues. But yeah, that's basically what I was going to talk about it last week with Barbara Goodish, Mrs. Bruiser Brody. Barb's a good friend of mine, and SWE came up a little bit. And I was at liberty to say very little because I do know quite a bit about what happened behind the scenes. And I know that finances was a big, big issue. Keeping it afloat, keeping it running, that was a big problem. A friend of the show, a guy that's been here a few times, Andrew Anderson, spent a lot of time at SWE. You know, yeah. Go ahead, Jake. What's up?
I'm sorry about the muting the mic. I was, we're filming this live, and
don't even fret over it. Don't even fret over it.
Yeah.
But
you know, by the way, I actually live in Wayne County, Mississippi. I live in Wayne County.
Okay.
You ever heard of that, Kenny?
Okay.
Where is Wayne County? That's down
Waynesboro. It's Waynesboro, Laurel Hattiesburg area.
Yeah.
Town Belt.
I know where you're talking about.
Angelo, I got a question for Miranda.
Please do, sir.
Okay, Miranda, it's a little something I like to do on the show every once in a while. When we have a talent like yourself on, I like to throw names at them of wrestlers and to get your opinion on them. First, we're going to start with Britt Baker.
Britt Baker, I mean, she's a star right now. She's one of the biggest names out there. She's passing, and I don't really know about her. Hope can thrive.
Britt Baker is absolute proof that you don't have to have any fucking talent to become a star.
Okay, let's see.
Miranda,
are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, there you are.
Yeah, she froze up for half a second. Yeah.
Okay, Miranda. Let's see. Tully Blanchard or Amanda Blanchard.
Totally. AEW. Enjoy the Four Horsemen and everything like that. I like to meet Tully earlier this year, April. Definitely some history there. As far as like the old school wrestling and stuff, I like a lot of the stuff that he did, him and Arn.
Absolutely.
Have you ever had the chance to work with his daughter?
No, I have not. I just recently met her probably about 6 months ago. So I have not. People have definitely been asking for it for 3 years now. So maybe one day we'll make it.
Yeah, I think that would be one hell of a match.
Yeah, brother.
Sorry about the muting the mics and stuff. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Don't even worry about it, Jake. Stop. Don't even worry about it.
Come down there. Armando had to come down there to Laurel, Mississippi, Jake.
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
It's. I actually have a person we could ask Miranda Gordy about.
Ask.
Dylan McQueen. Dylan McQueen.
Dylan McQueen. So I love Dylan. And sometimes I hate to love him as a friend, hate him as a foe. He absolutely can drive me bar. He's the only other person in U.S. Feature Wrestling to hold the title, which I have a great time kicking his ass. So
Miranda, is there anybody in the business that you have, not just in the ring, but outside the ring, that you have genuine heat with? I mean, I know we all pretty much get along in the locker rooms and after the show and all, but is there anybody outside of the ring or outside of the business that you have genuine heat with?
not really. I have to my face that we have a problem. So, and I've never experienced a problem, not in the ring, not in a locker room. One of my trainers definitely prepared. He's like, people are gonna come at you because your name, and
sure.
I don't know. No one has. So, and I don't know if it's scary or they just don't have the courage, or I just don't have the problems with people. But no,
Well, let me ask you a question about that. Let me ask you a question about that. Do you think it's because does the fact that you're a woman have anything to do with that? Do you think it would be different for a guy?
I mean, I think that there is a little bit of difference, obviously, and I don't mean to be mean about it. Women are more catty, and I think if someone's going to get more heat, probably me being a woman is going to get me more heat. I think as a guy, guys are kind of the industry standard, and now I'm coming in kind of disrupting that. So... and women just kind of want to be bitchy about stuff. So I think if there's going to be any sort of heat, it's going to probably be with another woman against me. If I was a guy, I don't think I would have as much heat. Yeah, I absolutely think that. But I guess I don't have it that I know.
Well, I'll tell you what. I can't argue with the fact that I've seen it in my locker room. Whenever I have women on the show, it never fails, and I don't know why. It's almost, you could predict it. Women are going, the claws come out. You know, they get their nails done, you know, sharp and pointy before the show, and then at the show, they dig into each other's backs. Okay? Here's the thing about the guys. They'll just punch you in the face and be done with it. And then we'll go have a beer after the show. But the women, you're right. They are catty. They are backstabbers. Why is that? What is it? And Murph, you and I have never talked about it. Well, Miranda's here now to talk about it. Why do you think the women are much more catty than the guys?
Mostly because, well, first off, I've known a lot of female wrestlers or lady wrestlers. And you know what? I've always found it easier to work with the lady wrestlers because, you know, be it training someone or, you know, getting someone a spot on a show.
Yeah.
Mostly because a lot of the women wrestlers, at least up here on the East Coast, there's not a lot of female wrestlers.
Yeah.
Or at least properly trained female wrestlers.
Well, that's the key. Properly trained. Absolutely. You're right.
I think that I used to bounce in, I used to bounce in a strip club. A lot of guys would tell me, oh, man, you got a great part-time job, man. You know, and I'm just like, look, man, it's like it was worse dealing with them. Because, like, well, why so-and-so up here and I'm down here and this, that, and the other. I've really found a lot in a locker room with the women wrestlers. I haven't really come across a lot of cattiness or, you know, bitchiness or anything like that. I found them to be just the opposite. They're more concentrated and focused on their match, on the show, and doing what they can to make the show better.
Yeah, no, I got to tell you, I haven't had that experience. I haven't had that experience. We're celebrating. In fact, 20 years ago today. In fact, was the war at the shore at the Sands Casino, Mr. Murph.
Yeah.
And the women on that show like to kill each other. The women that worked that show wanted to kill each other. I don't know why. Here's the interesting
Jersey girls.
We talk about Miranda Gordy as being Bam Bam's daughter, but there is another wrestler in the family, or a former wrestler in the family, and that's Terry Ray Jr. So what's your brother doing, kid?
Yeah. He is a police officer, and he. Oh.
Oh.
So,
it's going in and out.
Yeah, we're all kinds of froze up over there. Well, then Miranda's in a car, though. So don't forget, she's driving to Texas.
You hit a dead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we back?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're back now.
Okay.
I was just letting the people at home know that you're actually traveling in a car right now, so it's a bit difficult.
Yeah.
What's your brother up to?
As far as my brother, he is a police officer, and he just hangs with my sister-in-law, his wife, and his cats. And he is certainly not interested in wrestling.
Good.
Unfortunately, I tried to talk him into it.
Good. Somebody in the family's got a good head on their shoulders.
Probably.
Go ahead,
He's
Jake.
the most sane of us.
Right?
Where's he a police officer at?
In Georgia.
God bless him.
Next time I come through, I got somebody to fix my tickets.
Yeah, right. Go ahead, Jake.
I got two things to say. Number one,
Go for it.
By the way, was your brother Jesse from Jesse and the Festus?
Yes.
And also, I see Miranda being in MLW in the next year.
Well, I appreciate that. I hope so.
I'm going to make a bold prediction, and I'm going to Miranda, I don't know if anybody told you like what my shoot job is, and this is straight up. I do psychic work. I do profiler work. I work for police departments and for government agencies. That's what I do. I'm going to make a prediction right now. Within 7 months, I predict within 7 months, Miranda Gordy will be on the roster of AEW.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I agree.
I was just going to say, I see her. I see her on the roster of AEW very, very soon, and I think Cody Rhodes would be a fool not to sign her.
Oh, she's going to be signed for sure.
Oh yeah, they'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, well, they have to. Here's why. First of all,
Lance will also look back at the feud.
Murph, you did it. You hit the panic button. Okay, now I gotta go. That this happens at least once a show, Miranda. Bear with me because I'm going to vent. All right. Here's the deal. Right.
Oh shit.
Wrestling is dying. Vince McMahon fucking killed it. All right. He took what his father gave us and he fucking destroyed it. All right. There's no wrestling in the WWE. It's entertainment. It's play. It's make believe. Fuck them. Let them have their little party. Okay. MLW, they're doing good work, but they're not where they need to be. Ring of Honor, they're doing great work, but they can't compete on that level. AEW, and I've said this a million times on the show, go back and listen to the shows. I've said it a million times. I've held out great hope for AEW. If Tony Khan will play with his money, in another room and let the wrestlers run the business, they could beat Vince. They could beat everybody, because right now they are. But they got to let Tony play with his money in the other room. All right? Cody, Dustin, and the guys in the back, Arn and Tully and Joe and
Dean
Jake.
Malenko.
Yeah. They got all the power they need right there. They got the brain trust. The fucking brain trust of the wrestling business is in AEW right now. All they need to do is let these people do their jobs and stop getting in the way. When rich people get in the way of wrestling, wrestling dies. That's the problem. Okay, I'm off my soapbox now. Go ahead, Jake.
Miranda, what is your dream opponent?
Ooh.
A box of 20s.
Really, maybe like Charlotte Flair or Natalia. They're both second generations, and they're both great. And I think either one of them would be a dream opponent.
I would love to see you with Charlotte Flair, and I would love to see you for shoot. Kick the fuck out of her, because I don't like that woman. I just do not like that woman at all. That's a shoot. I just don't like Charlotte. I think she's
Miranda,
a spoiled, snobby brat. Go ahead, Murph.
Miranda, I know I asked this earlier. I didn't really get an answer on it. Did your father, Terry, train you, or did you train under another wrestler?
So he did not. He passed when I was really young. I was 11 when he passed. So I've trained. My main trainer is Knight Davis, who ran a promotion in Denton, Texas. My other trainers would be Tom Howard, who came out of California. He trained people like Samoa Joe and John Cena, those guys.
Oh, yeah.
His girlfriend is now known as Zoe Starks in NXT.
Yep.
So she was part of my training. And then Ember Moon, who also just left NXT. So I've had some pretty, known trainers, some really good.
Absolutely. You got some credibility behind you. That's why I want to see you listen to yourself. I want to see you listen to your gut. I don't want other people to influence your head, because when people get into your head, bad things happen.
Miranda, what part of Texas you heading to?
The Denton area. Tonight I'll be in Sherman, Texas. So, friends down there, have a show, Texas.
Yeah, it's we're going to lose her again here very shortly.
Hey,
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, I'm sorry, Miranda. You kind of froze up there.
Oh, okay. I will be in Sherman, Texas tonight, but this Saturday I have a show, Texas Style Wrestling, and it's their first show. They're going to be doing TV, and it'll be in Plano, Texas.
Plano, okay.
Terrific.
Will it be on YouTube?
I believe it will be on Fight TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry for asking that question, because...
Oh, brother, listen, you can ask all the questions you want. We love it. That's what podcasts do. We ask questions.
Yeah, it lets everybody know that it's listening.
Say again, Miranda.
I was just saying he doesn't have to apologize, because it's going to be. So it was actually a good question.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, Miranda, I know that you're in the car there. I want you to drive safely. We're going to cut this short with you.
Okay.
We're going to let you go, and we're going to sit around here and talk about you. Okay?
That's awesome. I really appreciate it.
I want to have you back when you're in a more stable environment. Okay? So I want to first and foremost, thank you, Kenny Clayton, for getting Miranda here. That's first thing. I owe you big time, brother. Miranda, please, young lady, please drive safe. I want you to get there in one piece. On behalf of Mr. Murphy, on behalf of Jake Hudson, I'm going to say goodbye to you and good night to you. And we will see you next time. Good luck, kid. Break a leg, all right?
All right.
And
Thank you.
Merry Christmas and God bless.
Enjoy,
Merry
yes,
Christmas.
from all of us at Wrestling with the Future. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank
Take
you.
care, Miranda. Have a good one, kid.
Bye-bye.
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 That was a good show.
Yeah, she got a long ride ahead of her,
Yeah.
and I know it. Her video was up on her dashboard, and that's fine if you're driving. But she's got a long ride ahead of her, so I don't want her to take it. God forbid, I want her to take a chance.
Yeah, God forbid that.
So
Right.
Kenny, let's promote this show. Let me put up I want to put up your poster again, and we got some things we want people to know about. There's the poster, and this is a Christmas Day, if I'm not mistaken.
Christmas Day, 6 o'clock.
Okay, and we it's going to be like 6 matches, I believe, right? And it's called All Pro Championship Wrestling.
That's it.
Doors open at 5 o'clock. Bell time is at 6 at
That's
the
it.
Ag Center in Pontotoc, Mississippi. That's December 25th. Old school, ladies and gentlemen. Old school. Wrestling on Christmas Day, like they used to do it. And that's
So, Kenny, let me just say, if you
For the wrestling, too, Like,
yeah.
you know,
Absolutely. Go ahead, Murph. What were you going to say?
I was just going to tell Kenny, if you ever could use me, let me know.
well, you never know. If this one goes over good, I'm booking one for next Christmas. I'm, partially, I don't know. I guess you'd call it handicap. I hate to use that word, but anyway, I used to run these all the time, 2 or whatever, 3 a month back
Yeah.
in the day, 10 years ago. But, I've been in bad shape the last couple of years, and, I'm doing this one for Christmas on this year. I wanted to do it because 30 years ago this year, in 1991, I wrestled or worked Handsome Jimmy Valiant in Pontotoc, Mississippi. They're actually doing a big story about that, what happened 30 years ago, and different, 30, 40, 50 years ago stories about everything that happened in Pontotoc, for the Christmas paper.
Oh,
coming up.
sure. We should
So-
tell people you can get advance tickets at they're on sale Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Ag Center in Pontotoc, Mississippi. Also, this is going to benefit, and I think we have to talk about this. It's going to benefit Special Children's Charity. So, Kenny, I want you to talk about that a little bit.
Well, not necessarily charity that we're looking at. I want this has really nothing to do with the charity. It's for the kids for Christmas. Pontotoc, Mississippi is a smaller town. It's a country town. It's 13 miles from my original town in Tupelo. And all I'm trying to do is a good thing for the kids for Christmas.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Some kids free tickets, by letting sponsors buy a ticket for $10. And every $10 that a sponsor gives gets a kid a free ticket. We done the Christmas parade, not last Monday, but the Monday before in Pontotoc.
All right.
Gave 130 tickets there at the parade while going down the road,
So
And
what
free
we want to do then is we want to tell sponsors to buy a couple batches of tickets. Buy 10 or 15 tickets.
Well, I'm trying to get 300 and all to let at least 300 kids come for free, sponsor wise.
Okay.
And
And what are we looking at now? About 150?
I'm looking at 115 right now.
115. Okay. All right.
make-
Beautiful, brother.
Make 300. So.
Angelo,
And
I also have an announcement.
Go ahead. Go for it.
All right, here's the announcement. And Angelo, you may have an idea what I'm going to say. Been playing around with this for a couple of years, and I think if everything goes the way I want it to, hopefully by this coming spring, the Armageddon Pro Wrestling School will be officially opening up.
Beautiful. It's about fucking time. You've been talking about it for years.
Congratulations.
Well, I'm finally, if everything goes right, I'm going to have the money. We're going to have a brand new ring, new equipment, and I'm going to take what Alpha had taught me. I'm going to take it, and I want to pass it on to the younger generation that's coming up, because the younger generation that's coming up desperately needs it.
They desperately need it. Trust me when I tell you. Oh man, this here's what pains me to no end. When I hear people opening up wrestling schools who have absolutely no business being in the wrestling business. What'd you do before this? I was a shoe salesman. Oh, well, that qualifies you to open up a wrestling school. That's the kind of shit that bothers me. Mike Murphy spent 25 years in the ring. He knows a thing or two about what he's doing.
Well, one or two things.
Yeah, exactly. Jake Hudson, go ahead, my friend.
I've been hit with chairs, put through tables, thrown against walls, body slammed, you name it, I've probably done it. Except maybe light myself on fire. I haven't gotten to that point yet.
And you better not. Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah,
Jake Hudson.
I just want to say that this show, I just also want to say that wrestling, I want to give a little disclaimer for people, the new viewers. Wrestling with the Future, here at Wrestling Future, we talk about the 60s, 70s, 80s, and a little bit of the 90s of professional wrestling.
Absolutely. And people have asked me, why do you only go up to the 90s and why do you talk very little about it? And here's why. It's a great question, and it's a fair question, and I'm going to give you an honest and fair answer. Up to about 1996, 97, wrestling was all right, and then it took a header. It took a header because guys like Vince Russo decided, with no experience, decided that he could write for a wrestling show and proved that he was a colossal failure at it. He had one magic moment. That was it. That was it. Vince had a magic moment. The Attitude Era was born, but he did not create it. It was a cooperative effort. Vince Russo, Vince McMahon, and Jim Cornette created the Attitude Era. Jim Cornette, of course, would leave because if he did not, he would kill Vince Russo. That being said, the wrestling business took a header right after the Montreal Screwjob. After that, wrestling took a shit. Vince McMahon declared that wrestling was sports entertainment, and that was the end of that. And that's all she wrote.
Yep.
And wrestling died. Go ahead, Jake.
By the way, I on that poster I see is that Draven Lee?
Yes.
Draven Lee worked for Burt Prentice for a little while at USA Championship Wrestling.
Yep.
He's coming in to do a hardcore match with the Candyman, so that would be pretty wild.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, guys, look, I'm going to back out. I'm going to let you guys talk. Angelo, I'll give you a call later.
You got it, brother. Take care, Murph.
All right, everybody, Merry Christmas. Have a safe holiday, and God bless.
You too, Murphy. Mike Murphy, Armageddon. Take care, brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say something.
Go ahead. Absolutely.
I just want to say that Angela's giving me an opportunity to get to talk to Miranda Gordy. I'm like, oh shit! Jake, don't say anything stupid. I was telling myself, don't say anything stupid. It's Miranda freaking Gordy.
I say that to myself every show. Don't say nothing stupid.
By the way, we're gonna promote our the show that we just did earlier.
Oh yeah, I was a guest on Jake's show tonight. That was a hell of a show. A really good show.
Yeah. And,
I'll tell you what, Jake. I'm going to give you the opportunity to plug whatever you need to plug right now. Do your social media.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, either at Mushroom_Hudson or at Hudston HUSDON. Jake JAKE Hudson Jake, and also I'm on Facebook under Ellis John Hudson. Yes, my real name.
Yep.
Jake is my what's the word?
It's his stage name.
Stage name, my shoot, and also I'm true about, if you watch my shows and stuff, you're gonna know this. I'll say it how it is, in a bucket of fried chicken, and I don't have a censor buttons. I don't give a lot of people. I try not to cuss in front of people because, but
Hell, I do it all the time, brother.
Yeah, but the thing is, and also the things that happen. I am Mississippi strong. Mississippi's in my backyard.
Beautiful.
You can take the boy out of Mississippi. You can't take the Mississippi out of the boy.
I know, and I got two Mississippi guys here tonight. Jesus.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And Kenny Clayton, what do you got going on? Tell everybody what you got, and your plug, your social, your any Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff.
All right. I just had a crazy dog. I guess the cat's going down the driveway, but I figured this would happen. Can you hear me?
Absolutely, brother. We're very pet friendly. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. Sorry.
What I wanted to make sure I got on here is what I was reading a while ago, that PayPal.com, and it's got a / Anton LaVey, or he told me to use that Cash App of his, either one, and it's got that $sign in front of it, Anton LaVey. Now, me being old
Anton LaVey, I'd like the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey?
No, it's not spelled the same way.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, cashout.com.
It's him in that poster right behind.
Okay. Well, my friends, we had a hell of a show tonight. Miranda Gordy was our guest. She will be back with us at some time very soon in the future. For Kenny Clayton, for Michael Armageddon Murphy, and for Jammin' Jake Hudson, I'm Mad Dog DeCipio. Take it easy, everybody. Enjoy Christmas. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. And happy wrestling to you all, and to all the good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you.